2026 has just been a strange year as we don't really know whether or not are more people entering the hobby right now or are people leaving? Because at this point, it seems we've finally reached the point where it's just not thousands and thousands and thousands of people jumping in the hobby every day, and there's no signs of slowing down, and it's been a wild journey, but finally now it feels like, hey, it is coming down. But of course we do have the 30th celebration and things can always change with that. Again, there is a lot of talk, speculation, whatever we want to call it, not fact, but that the 30th celebration will be heavily printed. And I'm just thinking from Pokemon's perspective on how many people want this set. I've seen some of the chase cards. I haven't spoken about it fully yet and done all the reveals because I'm waiting for the high resolution images. But also I'm a little bit also shattered today because I did pre-order the new Yu-Gi-Oh set Magnificent Monsters. And man, EB Games in Australia, they're like, hey, we didn't realize how much demand, or got some email from them. And I don't know if my pre-order is still secure. I think I'm gonna get a few of the boxes, I'm not sure. But I was so keen for that because that has serialized overframe cards, big Yu-Gi-Oh collector. So yeah, that was like, oh man, like I pre-ordered that like as soon as it got announced. Literally like I reckon the first 2 days, and it was available for so long, like it just sucks, you know, it does thing. All right, let's get into the 151 Ultra Premium Collection, an absolute mammoth of a product. It's big as well, but I'm just saying in terms of how iconic this thing is, man, it is crazy. Right there, it was selling for 917 around 3 months ago, currently selling for 932. In 3 months, it has stayed stagnant, but when I pull this into the year graph, okay, so you can see the whole year how this has traveled, this UPC has just done wild things. If we go all the way last year, it was selling for 415 US in 1 year, man. Look at that, more than doubled. It's a really in-demand product. I remember looking at these. I actually bought this UPC and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna keep this sealed. And I bought it it was at a discount. Can you believe it? It was, people don't know this, okay, but 151 Ultra Premium Collections and the Charizard UPC, they couldn't sell them, man. They were struggling to get people to buy them. I bought the Charizard UPC in Australia for 135 AUD. I'm just gonna put the conversion right there so you can see. It was under 100 USD. How on earth do you get prices like that today? Imagine if the Mega Charizard X UPC was selling for that price. Wowee, wouldn't you all just jump on it? And yeah, it was a good time. It was, we can reminisce, it was a good time. Now I wanna talk about a few Pikachu cards. I am talking about the Pikachu Special Illustration Rare, though not the, well, it is the, I was about to say not the Ascended Heroes one. Yes, it's the Ascended Heroes one, but it's the terrestrialized one that's somehow been placed in a Mega Evolution set. This confuses me. I don't know. Just the terrestrialized Pokemon in Mega Evolution. I don't know. Just someone else. I think maybe something to do with TCG. All right, I don't actually play the TCG, which I probably shouldn't admit that, but it's best to be honest with you. I love collecting Pokemon cards. In terms of TCGs that I play, I don't mind playing a bit of Fusion World, but I love playing Yu-Gi-Oh, Master Duel and all that. Pokemon, I just never got, I don't know, it's the one like area of like Pokemon I never kind of got into, like the trading cards. I love like playing competitive Pokemon online, and as you guys know, I do stream on Twitch and I do Pokemon Champions, and I love that. I love the video games of Pokemon as well. Real talk, we've got such a wholesome community on Twitch, and there's just like all these emojis. There's barbecued, when we beat someone on stream, we go barbecued. Then you got the banana emojis. Honestly, come see me barbecue a few people on stream, or maybe I'm gonna get barbecued, who knows. I'm in the Master Ball tier right now. Massive fan. If you do wanna see me on Twitch, I do stream Mondays and Thursdays, 5 p.m. Pacific time. Barbecue emojis, it's great. But yeah, I never really I've got a feeling, and this is just, like I said, intuition, that there's something to do maybe with the TCG, why there's a terrestrialized kind of card in the Mega Evolution era. Anyway, this was selling for $487. Right now, it is selling for $382. Definitely, that's a steep, that's what, is that $100 right there? Yeah, more than $100, wow. So obviously the Treekachu and the Forest one, people prefer that, but it's a gorgeous little card as well to add to your collection, but it is overpriced. I have to admit, man, like, yeah, $383 for that, I don't know. I get it's rare, but it just doesn't really feel like a $400 card to me, to be honest. Also, if you are enjoying the video, feel free to subscribe. My name's Phil, and I love making content around Pokemon cards and collectibles, and I just love seeing all the new faces on board. Definitely feel free to join the journey. And moving to the Treekachu, which is kind of, I don't know, is this card more iconic than the Mega Charizard X? What do you think? Like, I don't know. Is like, if you put these up toe to toe together, what has really defined the Mega Evolution era? I'm still leaning more towards the Charizard, but this one is definitely up there too, man. Moving here, we can see that the high for this card was 1.4K essentially, okay? And right now it's selling for $1,100, $300 drop. Definitely a nice little price cut there. But yeah, you're still paying $1,100 for a raw copy of a card. It is hard to swallow. I know a lot of people aren't like, I don't know, I'm not comfortable paying that. I know a lot of people aren't as well. And moving on to the Japanese Pikachu, the terrestrialized one from Mega Dream EX, was selling for $171, but we can see the Japanese market's actually going up, selling for $273. I'm not surprised why a lot of people are jumping on Japanese Pokemon cards. The shift has already happened. The change has already happened for Japanese Pokemon cards. They were like maybe a little bit overlooked in early 2025. Everyone just wanted English, but now, nah, man, I think people just jump on Japanese as well. Like, they look great, quality's in fantastic. You get more, it's probably a more fun opening experience as well. There's so many benefits of Japanese Pokemon cards. And of course, we can see the market actually is more resilient right now than the English.
Hey, by the way, if you do love collecting Japanese Pokemon cards, I do want to talk about today's sponsor, Bai. So if you love buying items from Japan, it's likely that you've seen that some sellers don't offer international shipping. Well, that's actually where Bai comes in. Bai is a Japanese proxy shopping service. So you can just search for what you're looking for on Bai, for example, Pokemon cards. Now, once you make a purchase, the items get sent to Bai's warehouse in Japan, and then they prepare the item for international shipping. Bai offers shipping to multiple regions, including North America, Oceania, and Europe. So if you do want to open yourself up to the Japanese marketplace, Bai becomes an incredibly useful tool. Now, what's so cool, if you're a first-time user, you can get a 10% discount off your first order. A big thanks to Bai supporting the channel. Now let's get back to it.
Though I want to talk about a set that really has been a bit, I don't know, what word am I going to use for the Moltres UPC? This was a weird set, man. This was a weird product. Like there's been a few products that have made me go, wait, what? It's this one, and then there was a Greninja UPC and a Terrapagos UPC. I'm on the 6 month. I've just moved to the 6 months. This was selling for $215. Right now, selling for $346. I'm not hating on this product because it's a Moltres UPC. I'm more actually annoyed with the product that it looks and it's branded as a Team Rocket UPC for Moltres, or whatever, Team Rocket's Moltres. And it has I think it's two Destined Rivals packs inside. You would think that this would just be filled with at least 8 Destined Rivals packs. So that was an oversight just there. And then the promo cards are Moltres, and Moltres. They have stamps on them, and you have the SIR that got a stamp on it. So you've got a Destined Rivals stamp, and then that kind of totally barbecued the other Moltres in Destined Rivals, because people are like, well, I can just get the SIR with the stamp guaranteed in this. It was weird. I mean, it would have been nice if you actually got a fresh Moltres, artwork in there and they added Destined Rivals packs. People would have loved that. With this, it was just a weird set, but it still has been climbing. I'm on the 6 month chart for the Team Rockets Moltres though. This is the Destined Rivals stamp version. As I said, there are two. Was selling for $53, went up to $77, and right there selling for $53. Now, I want to go into the non-stamped version. Just remember that, $53 for the stamp. Here we go, I'm on the non-stamped version. The non-stamped was selling for $91, went up to $125, and right now $106. That's really interesting because previously, like the stamped cards sometimes actually get higher premiums, like we see with Pokemon Center stamps. So there was actually a confusing point. People were thinking, is the SIR going to be more expensive, or is the guaranteed promo going to be more expensive? There was a big toss-up when it released, like what's going to happen, because it was scalped crazily as well. So it wasn't like, it was a hard product to get, still is hard. And what's interesting, if I pull that in the year chart, you can see around this point here, what's selling for, there you go, 180. And that was like when the market was booming as well. And you can see it was one of the only cards to be dropping a lot during this time period, because a lot of people were like, well, if I've got this card, well, I can just get the same card with a Destined Rivals stamp. And it did fall a fair bit. By January, selling for 97, close to losing 100. And that's all to do because of that Destined Rivals UPC stamp promo, Moltres. Now, moving on to celebrations, because I have been looking at celebrations, because obviously with the 30th celebration, everyone's going to be looking at celebrations, and you know how it goes with a hobby. Something happens, and then something gets hyped because something happened, and just be prepared for anything. You never know which way the pendulum can swing. Is there going to be Gen 4 set, some Palkia and Dialga cards going to just start booming in price because Gen 4 set releases later on in this? You never know. It's just how the hobby works. And that's a little pro tip. And if you do see something from the video games, or if something's coming out and when that releases the TCG, like if something happens in the video games, if the video games cough, then the TCG sneeze. That's just how it works, okay? Celebrations UPC was selling for $939 US. Right now selling, there you go, for 1,277. Wowee, for what you get. I think these do contain the gold metal cards, which there's a bit of value there, but they're really hard to get graded as 10s. But yeah, man, if I pull that into the year chart, pretty much the lowest point was last year for 736, and it hasn't doubled, but like it's going there. It is going there, and like sealed product, man, it is wild on how expensive it can get. And here we are on the gold Charizard or the metal Charizard. There is metal Pokemon cards. I love them, man. I think they're so quirky and different and unique, and they're very rarely revisited. As in, not that the reprints. I mean, like they just rarely come out. You just like off the top of my head, I know we got these two. I think we've got an Arceus one. I think we've got also, we got the Mew from the 151 UPC. There might be a few others. But look at this. Was selling for 175 US. Right now selling for 345. This card is the reason why, like, it has climbed obviously with the celebrations, but again, the PSA 10 for these cards, dude, it's wild work, bro. Wild work for those. Actually, let me just check that out. Here we go. I'm on the PSA 10 for the Charizard. Look at this banana. This is rubbish, man. Selling for $15,000. Look at that. Wowee. 13,670. Gee whiz. That is... yeah, when I tell you, banana behavior, that's crazy. But again, they're hard to grade, okay? So there's that premium there. Collectors that want it as a 10, they're going to buy it. And yeah, I mean, I'd love this card, but 13.5 grand or whatever, 14 grand, forget about it. Chanel's going to be coming to me, Phil, we got to renovate that kitchen. You're not buying that. But if there was a time in the future, I'd be considering it. Same thing with the Pikachu gold card. Was selling for 85 US. And right now, there you go. In the last year, selling for 165. If we pull that in the 3 months, so you can just get that kind of how it's traveled, 148 all the way to 165, not so much. So with all that 30th celebration hype, the gold Pikachu metal card hasn't really moved, but these are really unique cards and they're very cool. Because it is a base set artwork, you're gonna get those real, like, long-standing collectors that just wanna add that to their collection. So it is something to consider.
Though I know a lot of you are asking what's happening in 2027 and beyond. And I do have a video talking about my 5 biggest predictions on this video on screen here. In this video on screen, I go over my 5 biggest predictions for Pokemon cards in the future. Honestly, I really appreciate you watching. Don't forget to subscribe and I'll see you on the next video.